Okay, Becky, now in your opinion, can you see how it makes sense in your situation with driving excessive miles and planning on keeping the car for at least 5 to 6 years, how it makes sense to not waive the benefits of the vehicle service contract?
I'm just not sure it's something I want to take advantage of at this point. I'm buying a quality car in a Toyota. I don't think it's necessary.
Okay, as you can see, we're trying to trial close our client on the graph. We want to get any objections that we can get out of the customer on the graph before we get to the money. Now she's spun up the objection that she's buying a quality car, which is something obviously that we hear at Toyota and Honda stores often. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to handle her objection with the proper objection handling technique, neutralize, I'm going to isolate her objection, reform it in the phrase of a question, and then answer it with sincerity. From there, I'm going to transition into a factory knows best close, and at the same time I'm doing so, I'm going to mirror her body language and use open hands and body language myself to keep her relaxed. You know what, Becky? You're right. You are buying a quality car in the Toyota. It's a great vehicle, and I understand where you're coming from, because most of the time here at the dealership, most of our Toyota buyers are repeat customers that have owned numerous Toyotas and they've had good luck with them. That's why they're returning. So in addition to the fact that the car is quality, is there anything else that would cause you to hesitate and forfeit the benefits of the vehicle service contract?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I guess what you're asking me is, and please, Becky, correct me if I'm wrong, but your question would be is, why would someone who's buying a quality car, knows the reputation of the vehicle that they're buying, knows it's good, opt not to waive the benefits of the vehicle service contract? I mean, that's the question. That's what you're asking, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Becky, that's actually a great question. You know, there's several reasons and that I can think of, but let's just start with the first. Let me ask you something. Who do you think knows most about the vehicle that you're buying today? Would it be me, you, the service department, or the factory that built the car?
The manufacturer.
The factory, right?
Yeah.
They know the most about it. Well, here's what I want you to consider. Would it be reasonable to say that if Toyota came out today with all, their commercials and radio and internet advertising, and they had the commercial with the Tundra pulling the space shuttle over the bridge and said, from this day forward, all Toyotas will have a 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive coverage, best, longest coverage in the business. Would it be reasonable to say that Toyota would sell a few more vehicles and maybe get into Ford and Honda and Nissan's market share a little bit?
Yes, they would.
Okay. And is it reasonable to say that when Toyota sells a vehicle that they make a profit?
Yes, that's what they're in the business to do.
They're a worldwide billion-dollar manufacturer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in your opinion, if Toyota could sell more vehicles, get more market share, and make more money by simply taking the 3 years to 6 and the 36,000 miles to 100, what keeps them from doing that?
I'm not sure.
Well, actually, it's cost. It's money. See, they take their actuary data, which means the data they get from repairing vehicles in the service departments. They get with their engineers. They get with their accountants, and they factored in the cost. They factored in the cost of parts, inflation, labor, and they found that the cost would far outweigh the reward. It would be way too risky. So what I want you to consider is if a billion-dollar worldwide manufacturer can't afford to take that risk, why would you put that risk on your financial future when, as a matter of priority, you could set aside a dollar, a quarter, and a nickel a day and let someone else assume 100% of the risk? So, see, now in your opinion, can you see why the vast majority of our clients who know what you know now, that vehicle service contracts hedge depreciation, protect you in the area where you're at the most risk, and let someone else assume 100% of that risk for less than a Coke a day, decide that that's in their best interest? Okay, now we've got the client relaxed and listening, and we've had a chance to make our case. Where the issue lies is that 67% of salespeople never ask the prospective client to buy the product or service that they're selling. Now, we've gone through the proper objection handling technique. We've made our case. The customer is nodding. She's agreeing with the case that we've made. So now it's time to assume the close and ask her to do business.
I can see that, yes.
Well, you're smart, and I knew you'd get it, and we wanted to keep you protected, so I'm glad that you decided to go with it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.